Let's be honest. Men have been conditioned to believe that if they want a woman's attention, they have to chase. Text first. Call first. Keep the conversation alive. But what happens when you do the opposite? What happens when you pull back, stop texting, and leave her wondering where you went? That's when you see a woman's real nature come out. This is a game changer because most men think silence means defeat. They assume if they stop talking to a woman, she'll just forget about them. But the reality, women don't just move on like that. Their psychology doesn't work the way you think. When you stop talking to a woman, her mind goes into overdrive. She starts analyzing, questioning, and, most importantly, reacting. And those reactions will tell you everything you need to know about her level of interest. This is where most men get it wrong. They assume that keeping a woman engaged is the key to attraction. But in reality, distance can create far more intrigue than constant attention ever will. That's because humans, especially women, are wired to desire what they can't fully have. When you stop talking, she starts feeling. She starts wondering, doubting, and even chasing. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what a woman does when you go silent on her. Whether she's an ex, a girl you've been casually dating, or someone who seemed interested but started pulling away, her response to your absence reveals everything about where she truly stands. If you've ever been in a situation where you felt like you were putting in all the effort while she just sat back, this is going to change how you play the game forever. Because the truth is, attraction isn't built through chasing. It's built through mystery, value, and emotional control. And if you master this, you'll never have to wonder where you stand with a woman again. Now, let's get into it. Here's exactly what happens when you stop talking to her. 1. She starts watching you closely. The first thing that happens the moment you stop talking to a woman is she starts somewhat stalking you. You may think she's moved on, that she doesn't care. But in reality, she's watching everything you do. Women are naturally observant, but when a man who used to give them attention suddenly goes silent, their curiosity shifts into high gear. She may not text you, she may act like she's unbothered, but make no mistake, she's paying attention. The first thing she does? She starts checking your social media more than ever. If you post a story, she's one of the first to view it. If you update your status, she reads between the lines. Even if she doesn't interact, no likes, no comments, she's still watching. And she's not just looking at what you post, she's trying to figure out what's changed. This happens because silence makes a woman feel uncertain. When you were talking to her, she knew exactly where she stood with you, but now she's questioning everything. Why did he stop talking? Did he lose interest? Is he seeing someone else? These thoughts create emotional tension, and emotional tension leads to attraction. The more she thinks about you, the more invested she becomes. It's not just online either. If you're in the same social circle or see her in person, you'll notice subtle changes. She may glance at you more often, pretend not to notice you, or suddenly show up in places where she knows you'll be. She wants to see what's going on with you, even if she won't admit it. Let's say you used to text her every morning, check in throughout the day, and show interest in her life. Then one day, you stop. At first, she acts normal, like it doesn't bother her. But after a few days, she starts watching. She sees you post a picture with friends. You upload a gym photo, looking more focused than ever. And suddenly, she's wondering, why isn't he talking to me anymore? What changed? Then, out of nowhere, she brings it up. Maybe she casually says, "So, you've been busy lately." That's not just small talk. That's her trying to get a read on you. She needs to know whether you're losing interest or if she's just losing control over your attention. This is why pulling back is powerful. It makes her think, and when a woman starts thinking about you, she starts feeling something too. 2. She tests you with a random text. When you stop talking to a woman, she won't always react immediately. At first, she might pretend not to notice. She'll act like it doesn't matter. But as time goes on, that silence starts to get to her. And when she can't take it anymore, she'll do something subtle yet revealing. She'll send you a random text. This message won't be anything deep or emotional. In fact, it'll seem completely pointless. Something like, "Hey, what's up?" Or even a simple meme. It won't make much sense, but that's the point. It's not about what she says. It's about why she's saying it. See, this text is a test. She's checking to see if you're still there, still interested, still available. Women don't like feeling uncertain, and your silence has created that uncertainty. Now she needs to know, are you still an option? If you immediately reply, especially with excitement, you've failed the test. You've just reassured her that she still has you whenever she wants. But if you hold your ground, if you don't respond right away or give her a short, low-effort reply, she starts feeling something she didn't expect: the fear of losing you. Let's say you used to text her every day, but then you went quiet. Days go by, maybe even a week, and suddenly you get a "Hey, stranger" text. She might pretend it's casual, but deep down, she's hoping you take the bait. She wants to see if you're still affected by her. Now, most men make the mistake of jumping on this opportunity. They think, "She texted me. That means she wants me." But that's not always true. Sometimes she just wants to confirm that she still has power over you. And if you rush in, she'll feel that control again. And guess what? She'll pull back just as fast. Instead, the right move is to remain indifferent. If you reply at all, keep it short and neutral. No emojis, no excitement, no validation. Something like "What's up?" or "All good" is enough. By doing this, you're flipping the dynamic. Now she's the one wondering what's going on with you. This small shift in power makes a huge difference. It forces her to see you differently, not as a guy who's waiting for her, but as a man she has to work for. And once a woman starts feeling like she has to earn your attention, that's when you become valuable in her eyes. 3. She posts to get your attention. Silence creates curiosity. When a woman feels like she's no longer the center of your attention, she starts looking for ways to pull you back in, without making it obvious. One of the easiest and most effective ways to do this? Social media. Out of nowhere, her posts become more frequent, more calculated. One day, it's a stunning selfie, perfectly edited, knowing it'll pop up on your feed. The next, it's a quote that sounds just a little too personal, something about losing interest, moving on, or not chasing what isn't meant to be. Then, she suddenly looks like she's living her best life, even if she was complaining about being bored just days before. Everything she shares has one goal: to get inside your head. She doesn't want to message you directly because that would mean showing her hand. Instead, she's testing to see if you're still watching, still paying attention, still affected by her presence. And here's where most men fall into the trap. They see her selfie and immediately like or comment. They assume that emotional quote is about them and take it as an invitation to respond. Some even get jealous when she posts about going out or spending time with other guys. The moment you engage, she gets exactly what she wanted: your attention. Now, she knows she still has power over you, but when you don't react at all, that's when things shift. She starts checking to see if you viewed her story. She wonders why you haven't acknowledged her latest post. She might even post more, trying to push the right buttons to get a response out of you. Instead of pulling you back in, she ends up thinking about you more than before. Attention is a form of validation, and validation is control. The moment you stop feeding that need, she feels the difference. And once she feels it, she can't ignore it. That's when the real chase begins. At first, she might brush it off. But over time, she'll start to wonder, Why isn't he reacting? Has he moved on? Does he not care anymore? And that's where the power dynamic shifts. Women understand social media psychology better than most men. They know how to create curiosity, how to make someone feel left out, how to trigger a reaction without direct confrontation. But what happens when the usual tricks don't work? What happens when the man they expected to chase suddenly stops playing the game? That's when she realizes she might have lost something valuable. And when a woman feels like she's losing something, that's when she starts chasing it. 4. She acts like she doesn't care. Everything about her seems normal. She's not texting, not checking in, not showing any signs of missing you. If anything, she looks even happier. Laughing, posting, living life like nothing ever happened. No emotional messages, no frustration, just complete silence. But here's what you need to understand. If a woman genuinely moves on, she doesn't need to prove anything. She doesn't need to act indifferent. She just is. So when she's suddenly showing you how unbothered she is, it's usually not as real as it seems. Women are masters of emotional control when they need to be. She might feel something, but she's not about to let you see it. Instead, she's going to put on a show. She's not texting first. That's on purpose. She's not asking about you through mutual friends. That's intentional. She's avoiding acknowledging the situation altogether. That's strategy. See, when a woman acts like she doesn't care, it's often because she wants you to start questioning if she ever did. She's testing you in silence, trying to see if your ego can handle it. Will you reach out? Will you try to fix things? Will you take the bait and chase her? That's the game. Most men fall for it. They panic. They overanalyze every little thing. Has she really moved on? Was I just a phase? And the moment you start thinking like that, you're already losing. Because now, instead of standing firm, you're considering breaking the silence just to see where she stands. And the second you do that, she wins. But here's the truth. Real detachment doesn't need to be performed. A woman who has truly moved on won't feel the need to make sure you notice. She won't try to send a message through calculated silence. She'll just be gone. So what do? You match her energy. You stay focused on your life. If she wants to play indifferent, let her. The moment you refuse to chase, the pressure shifts onto her. Because now she's wondering, why isn't he reaching out? Did he move on? Was I not as important as I thought? And that's when the axe starts to crack. Because if she truly didn't care, you wouldn't be on her mind in the first place. 5. She tries to make you jealous. Women understand emotions on a deep level, and they know exactly how to trigger a reaction. One of the most common ways? Making you jealous. If she feels like she's losing your attention, she'll create a situation where you feel like you're the one missing out. Suddenly, she's mentioning other men. Casually, of course. Maybe she talks about how funny this new guy at work is, or how interesting a random guy at the gym seems. She's not outright saying she's interested, but the message is clear. Other men are giving her attention. Now, the average guy falls right into this trap. He starts feeling uneasy, wondering if she's moving on. His emotions get involved, and before he knows it, he's trying to win her attention back. Bad move. The moment you show jealousy, you confirm exactly what she wanted. You still care. And once she knows that, she has the upper hand again. But here's what you need to understand. If a woman truly liked this other guy, she wouldn't be telling you about him. She wouldn't need to make sure you know he exists. Women don't advertise their real interests. They just pursue them. If she's making an effort to drop hints, it's not because she's moving on. It's because she wants you to react. Think about it like this. Imagine you were at a party, talking to a girl you're really into. Are you going to stop mid-conversation just to text another woman about how amazing she is? Number You're too focused on the person in front of you. The same logic applies here. If she's broadcasting her interest in someone else, it's likely a performance. Here's a classic example. You haven't spoken in days, and out of nowhere, she posts a picture with some guy. It's not overly romantic, just close enough to make you wonder. Maybe a hand on her shoulder, maybe a caption that hints at something more. She knows you'll see it, and she's waiting to see what you'll do. Now, the weak move would be reacting, texting her, asking who he is, or making some passive-aggressive comment. But the smart move? Doing nothing. Keep your composure. Let her wonder why you're not affected. Because the truth is, the second she realizes her attempts to make you jealous aren't working, she starts questioning her own position. And that's when the power shifts. Because now she's the one thinking about you. 6. She comes back, but on her terms. At first, she made it seem like she was done. She ignored you, acted like she didn't care, and maybe even tried to make you jealous. But now, she's back, but only when it suits her. This is where a lot of men mess up. The moment she reaches out, they jump at the opportunity, thinking it means she wants them again. They assume she's finally realized their value, that she's coming back because she misses them. But in reality, she's just checking to see if she still has access to you. Women don't always come back because they want you. They come back because they don't want to lose you. There's a big difference. If she truly saw your worth, she wouldn't have played games in the first place. But the fact that she's returning only after you pulled away means she's more concerned with control than connection. And here's the truth. She's not coming back the same way she left. She's not apologizing. She's not admitting she was wrong. Instead, she's keeping things vague, casual, like nothing happened. Maybe she sends a simple hey or reacts to your story. No explanation, no accountability, just a test to see if you're still available. This is what many men don't understand. They get so caught up in the feeling of her return that they forget why she left in the first place. They don't question her intentions. Instead of standing firm, they welcome her back with open arms. No standards, no self-respect. And once she knows she can come and go as she pleases, she'll do it again. If you don't recognize this pattern, you'll keep falling for it. You'll keep giving her the power to dictate when and how she engages with you. And before you know it, she's back in control until she decides to disappear again. Let's be real. A woman who truly values you won't treat you like an option. She won't vanish and then return only when she starts feeling uncertain. She won't expect you to be there waiting while she figures out what she wants. So what should you do? You have to break the cycle. When she returns, don't respond the way she expects. If she sends a weak text, ignore it. If she suddenly acts like nothing happened, don't entertain it. If she truly wants another chance, she'll show it with real effort, real accountability. A man who values himself doesn't reward inconsistency. He doesn't entertain weak attempts at reconnection. He knows his worth, and he makes sure she knows it too. If she's not coming back with sincerity, then she doesn't deserve a place in your life. 7. She moves on, or tries to. At some point, she'll stop waiting for you to reach out. She'll stop testing, stop posting for your attention, stop checking if you're still watching. But does that mean she's truly moved on? Not necessarily. See, when a woman realizes that her usual tactics aren't working, when she sees that her silence, her games, and even her attempts to make you jealous aren't getting a reaction, she has two choices. She can either come back with real effort, or she can try to convince herself that she's over it. And most of the time, she chooses the second option. That's when you'll notice she starts making bold moves. Maybe she jumps into a new relationship almost immediately. Maybe she starts talking about how she's never been happier without you. Maybe she even goes out of her way to prove to the world and to herself that she's completely fine. But here's the thing. You don't prove moving on. You just do it. And that's where a lot of men get caught up. They see her with someone new and they panic. They assume she's found someone better, that she's truly forgotten about them. But in reality, most of the time, this is nothing more than a reaction to your silence. She's not moving on. She's trying to force it. Women don't always process loss the way men do. While men often take time to reflect before deciding what they really want, women move faster, but that doesn't mean they move forward. They look for distractions, not solutions. They replace rather than heal. And if she's suddenly putting all her energy into proving that she's fine, that's a sign that she's not. But here's the part you need to understand. If you chase her now, you lose. If you see her pretending to move on and you react, you give her exactly what she wanted from the start, confirmation that she still has an effect on you. And once she gets that, she regains control of the situation. The best response? Do nothing. Stay focused, stay grounded, and let time do its work. If she truly moves on, then so be it, because a woman who can leave that easily was never fully yours in the first place. But if she was just pretending, eventually the act will fade. And when it does, she will be the one questioning what she lost. The man who remains unshaken wins in the end. Stay that man. To round things up, a woman never truly moves on until she's replaced you with a man who makes her feel something deeper than you did. And guess what? That rarely happens. She might distract herself, pretend she's fine, and even convince herself she's better off without you. But deep down, she knows when she lost something valuable. That's why your best move is always to stand firm. If you let a woman dictate when you're worth her time, you've already lost the game. The moment you pull back, you force her to confront reality. Either she steps up and shows she values you, or she fades away. Either way, you win. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a woman coming back after you stopped chasing? Or did she pretend to move on while secretly watching your every move? Drop your story in the comments and I'll be checking them out. Let's build something real here. This isn't just advice. This is strategy for life. Stay strong, stay focused, and always move with purpose. If you're looking to take a deeper dive into these concepts, join my Podia community, link in the description. It's packed with powerful insights to help you master your masculinity in today's dating world. Stay strong, stay focused, and protect your power. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.